Hey, Steve Zook, welcome back to Pokeshoot Channel, and congratulations to me and to everyone else out there who's helped me do it. I'm almost at 2 million total views. I'm proud of that. I've worked really hard on my Pokeshoot Channel. If you appreciate what I'm doing, make a small donation. I'd really appreciate it. This has been a lot of hard work, and it's very time consuming. Even if you just contribute, $10, we'd really appreciate it. It would help us out. You can go to the donation button on the home page below the guy surfing on, I think it's on the right side, and any donations really appreciated. $10, $20, whatever you can do, I'll come back to you tenfold. Hey, I want to continue with the free instruction today. It's like I've said before, and Joe Pass told me this over 40 years ago. I'm 62. I took from Joe Pass when I was about 62, and he's not the only one who has said this, by the way. When you do chordal improvisation, it really helps you to grow musically at an accelerated rate. When you learn how to put chords together in a musical fashion, it helps you learn the language of music. A simple example here, which I love, by the way, because it has some contrary motion. Something like this. See the treble's going up. Let's get this a little closer. The treble's going up, so you have the bass is going down. See that? That's contrary motion. That's a simple example, but hey, simple is great. Joe Pass used to say, simplify your thinking. The guitar ladder system is really based on 40 years of research and seeing what works with students and produces, just incredible, almost supernatural results. I'm not kidding you. Almost like they were born into a more musical family, and then just seeing what kind of produced average results. When I started getting my students into my chord studies, I started seeing just phenomenal, quantum leaps in their writing, and this is not just for jazz, by the way, it's for all styles of music. But anyway, I just want to continue a little bit here, some more free instruction. And some of the ideas in cycle one, like this, right, can be done on other sets of strings, right? This is how you want to get to know your guitar. See, you can repeat that. Major 7, diminished 7, minor 7, diminished, minor 7, diminished, right? And it's important to do things that don't always sound perfect in your head, because that's how you get to know your own type of harmonic logic, is by really exploring your instrument. Somebody called a while back and bought my guitar ladder system, and I forget exactly how he put this. I think he was an English teacher. He said something about that. It was a great compliment. I really appreciate. I think it's one of the best compliments I've ever got in my life. He said something to the effect that when I play and improvise or whatever I'm playing, that I use the knowledge, like the 10 systems of improvisation. I use some of these tools and techniques, but I use them in a way that's more sweet and not jagged, or not like box-like, kind of like smooth. And it was really, I really appreciated that. But anyway, in continuing major 13, let's talk a little bit about creating simple melodies, even in a major scale. I know I threw some passing tones in there, but so here I'm just using a major 13 and doing some melodies. Now diminished. So the whole idea is experimentation. So you start to just look at your chords and look at the notes that are in those chords. Like this major 13 chord has, in C, it has a root, a 3, a 7, a 3, a 13, and a 9, okay? But there's no, sharps or flats. So anything you want to play using the notes of a C major scale, and then you can add extra passing tones to get more of a, it's all about experimenting. But the important point I wanted to make in this short video is practice versus playing. It's really important you practice. Practice doesn't mean just having fun and doing things that you already know how to do. Practice is actually having a specific thing that you work on in order to attain a certain goal, like increase your ability to hear, and improvise and things like that. That's why the Guitar Ladder program is so important, because all these different studies all, show you how to resolve chords in a different way, whether it's you know, using partials, whatever it might be. And in terms of single notes, I do have some really, really cool single note exercises too. Like I got a nice, here's a nice diminished riff. Of course, the waterfall lick is the most famous, probably. This isn't it. That's a diminished riff, right? It's got the diminished color. You can always go up a minor third with a lick like that. Now if you look at that, kind of a D diminished, you know. I like to go up a minor third. And of course the granddaddy of all diminished licks, one of the hardest ones, is this one. Old Charlie Parker. Here's my A, by the way. I'm probably tuned a little bit low. But that's just off this diminished half step, whole step. Right, but you're... So you work on something like that, it's going to open up your ear, and it's great finger gymnastics too. You've got to make your focus be in a direction that's going to enlarge your musicianship. You need to make your focus so that it opens up your ear. So it's ear training. You learn, you know, more how to use the components of music. So that's a great riff. You can also kind of chromatize it. Come down a half step. You can then go into diminished arpeggios. You can fill those in. So you're just getting to know color, and color is also created by the way you put chords together. If I go like this, like cycle 1, you're not just hearing those chords individually, you're hearing what they create when put together. That's a huge point. That's why it's so important. And even Joe Pass used to talk about when he thinks of one chord, Joe Pass would say he'd automatically hear 4, 5, 6 other places it can go because he's done his homework. Okay, that's why, like, you can never get too much of this stuff. But the guitar ladder system will wake up that musical ear in your head. You're going to get 240 studies, 240 videos that you download from hightail.com with my secret password. You're going to get 240 charts, the secret Horace Hatchet files. But see, it's always learning those, like here, major 13 to major 7. It's just, you know, combining this, and you learn about chordal harmony. And combining it with, I think that's cycle 1 in my book, Modern Chord Cycles for the Guitar, that was actually reviewed by Guitar Player Magazine. Everything from that book, by the way, is in the guitar ladder system as well. But yeah, and then, like I said, there's single notes like this, exercises like this, where this reminds me of early Steve Howe. Things like that. Just learning to be creative with major scales. But anyway, send me an email if you want a couple free guitar ladder studies, pokesdo@gmail.com. I'll send you 1 and 2. And like I said, when you need to practice every day for at least an hour, not just play, but practice. Have a specific things that you work on. And unfortunately, there's a lot of busy work out there. I think that's what really separates the guitar ladder system from everything else. It's not busy work. It's going to produce guaranteed results because it's the kind of material that just, your subconscious mind soaks it up. It's the kind of material that opens up your musical ear because you're hearing how chords can be put together, and you're hearing the result of that series of chords, how they sound together. So you begin to understand the colors and sounds of music and how to create different moods and the 10 systems of improvisation, learning how to use that stuff, whether it's just, chromatic or whatever. And like I said in my other video, it's a combination of these elements that make things interesting, not just one system of improvisation. Like if you watch my improvisation below the guy surfing on LH350, I've got a great one in stock, by the way. Really has a great acoustic voice. But if you watch that improvisation, I'm using many different systems of improvisation. In fact, I actually got a phone call from a guy who used to tour Chick Corea, told me he loved that, and the name is slipping my mind. But it was really a nice phone call. Jamie Glasser, yeah, that's who it was. He called me up and said he loved that improv. But see, learning, contrary motion like here, doing like an 11 chord, adding the 11, adding the 13 on the top, coming down to the bi chord, which is a minor 7 and a major 9. That can resolve again. See, there you got some nice contrary motion. Do you hear that? So. You start working on stuff like this, folks, and my other studies, and you're just going to start, and your noodling is going to go to a whole new level. You're going to start to hear musical ideas in your head and find them on the guitar because you've explored the instrument, and your subconscious mind is soaking that up and kind of putting it in the right category, and you're getting to know how to create different sounds. It's an incredible thing. And when you start composing, nothing feels better than starting composing, But you're going to get the tools with the guitar ladder system. So anyway, congratulations for all of us for my Pokesoo channel getting to 2 million views, which it should be within hours, I'm thinking. Could be later tonight. And like I said, for samples of the guitar ladder system, email me, pokesoo@gmail.com. If you're just really fed up of being stuck and you want to get going, I guarantee you this is the best $199 you've ever spent. And actually, the new price is $299, but somebody came in with a grant and said they'd pay the extra $100, so I've still got some spots left at $199. You can order at Steve Zook Guitars. If you want to hear some of my original music, go to stevezook1.bandcamp.com. STEVEZOOK, the number 1.bandcamp.com. Listen to some of my original compositions. I think you'll realize I know what I'm doing. I mean that, in a humble way. So you could go from major 13. You go from major 13 to 7 flat 13. Get this sound. That could go to. See, that gets some nice movement. You hear that? So it's fun, folks. When you start improvising on your guitar, learning how to use the colors of altered chords, and mixing them with non-altered chords, it's just a beautiful thing, man. You get your palette of colors and tools together. You get your musical tool chest together. It really works. All right, take care, folks. Keep the faith. Ciao.